There are a number of options for drying the rugs depending on the volume of rugs that you're cleaning at a time and your production rate that you need to make, what equipment you may already have in your possession, as well as even what the local climate is like. One tool that can be used is the water claw. Connect that to your high-powered extractor, whether it's a truck mount or a portable, and just as you'd use it in a restoration situation or a spotting situation, this can be a very helpful tool to drying the carpet. You can dry simply with your glided wand from your truck mount to extract water. If your company also does restoration work, there's a good chance you have either the vacket panels or the rescue panels. These can be used kind of like a giant-sized water claw. Place it down over the rug, connect your vacuum hose here to dry the rug. These are some of the options that might be available to you with equipment that you already have. Today we're going to take a look though at two other ways, and we're going to dry this on a drying tower.
This is a very important piece of drying equipment. This is called a dry table. We'd like to thank our friends at Clean Care Seminars, Jeff Bishop, another tremendous instructor who also teaches rug washing classes, that was kind enough to lend us his plans for this customized dry table. I have an extensively heavy rug on this table, and I would just like to show you with airflow underneath the rug how I could basically just take the corner of this rug and just move the whole rug. If you take a look, we have special drying holes in the bottom. Now, this type of table would be essential, especially if you're doing difficult, very exotic rugs, bleeders. Very good to use to dry the rug on its face so things wick up into the back. Many people also, don't like to submerge rugs with certain backings. Well, what we like to do is we've developed with our e-test system here, we can have a tented system here, and we can actually have heated airflow used in our system, and we clean this very, very heavy wool carpet with a tufted backing, and the rug was bone dry by this morning with a tented system, and you could see we had absolutely, no problem with the backing whatsoever, no delamination issues, no browning issues, and this carpet was heavily, heavily soiled. What's beautiful about a table like this is it could literally be lifted and stored. Some people put it on pulleys, but if you're going to clean rugs and you want to avoid bleeding on fringe, you want to avoid bad potential browning situations and dry a rug as fast as you can, the dry table will be for you. Thank you so much.
The method we've chosen to dry this Karastan rug that we cleaned today is with the Easy Tower rug rack for drying. It comes from Rug Badger. Wool rugs, when they're wet, can be very heavy, especially if they're large rugs or something like a 90-line Chinese rug. It may weigh in excess of 300 pounds when it's wet. That's a lot to try to lift up and would often require a system of electric winches and pulleys, but we're going to be able to lift a pretty heavy rug today very easily. We only had to pull one end slightly over the lowest bar here, which is only about 6-8 inches off the floor. We get the rug pretty well centered on that, and now we'll leverage one end at a time up. The extra length of the 2x4 gives us very good leverage. And I can take my end and bring it up a step higher. And then we can go up to the top step. When we're drying, we make sure that the rugs are at a bit of a slant. And then on the lowest corners, we'll clamp a towel. That helps absorb any dirty water. Make sure that the water is not running down into the fringe. Depending on the local conditions, you may wish to use air movement, such as just an Omni-Dry air mover, dehumidifier, or heat to speed the drying, but that's not always necessary. It just depends on your local conditions. We're going to put an air mover here and then leave this to dry.